Final Four, Little Snake River, Sheridan, East, and Star Valley. Book it.
All right, Mike, we kind of already previewed this, but we're going through the big matchups this week. We're going to do all the 4A matchups, and we're going to start there. First matchup that we're going to take a little bit of a prediction on, I guess you could say, is Kelly Walsh travels to Thunder Basin to take on the Bolts. Trojans versus the Bolts up northeastern, most specifically. Mike, who you got in this one?
The Thunder rolls Thunder Basin by a touchdown.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm taking Thunder Basin as well. I think they get their first win of the season. They've had a fair, Thunder Basin's played some teams, man. And, I think their schedule goes downhill. You're going to see them rise in the ranks, I think, by the end of the season. Next, this is the one that we'll have on our network. Well, I should say the NFHS network will be doing the play-by-play, and you can see this on Friday. It's South taking on Central at Risky Field. Mike, do the Indians get their first win?
The Indians get their first win, but South with multiple touchdowns this week.
Yeah. Everything inside me wants to predict South getting their first win and breaking the streak. However, Central takes the victory here. I think it's closer than people think it's going to be. And it might not be a high-scoring matchup either. So we'll see how that goes. I think it's going to be a game of defense.
2 touchdowns for South. More touchdowns for Central.
After that, Laramie coming off a huge win against Central High over at D-Ty Stadium. They travel all the way to Rock Springs. They go past Point of Rocks. They travel past Arlington, and they take on Rock Springs, Mike.
Yeah.
On that cliffside field, who wins that matchup?
I believe in Jake Chick. It's Laramie, baby. The Plainsmen.
Restoring the glory days of D-Ty.
Yeah,
I'm going to take the Plainsmen in this one as well. I think that there is a lot of good things happening over there. They played tough football last week. Wasn't a pretty game. Was not a pretty game whatsoever. And it was more like a greasy watermelon contest. But guess what? Plainsmen come up big in this one.
What? We'll call him, he's not only the chick magnet, he's the wins magnet. Yeah.
All right. Your big game this week, and this one has some historical significance behind it. Sheridan, coming off of one of the most storied winning streaks in all of Wyoming High School football, they have the chance. They have tied D-Ty's record, I think, from back in the 50s. And now they have the chance to break that record that's been long-standing for 40-plus years. Do they have the opportunity? Yes. Will they proceed to beat the number 2 team, East, who travels up to Sheridan? Who comes out on top on this one, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Sheridan on this one. They looked way too good last week. But watch out for Wyatt Dean. He could end up with a big game. 6'7" target for East. That's a lot of ground to cover for the Sheridan defense. I think it's a good game, but Sheridan's going to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. I take Sheridan in this one. They break D-Ty's record this week. It'll be a historic game, and what better fashion to do that against the number 2 team?
They break the D-Ty.
I think this is actually going to be potentially your state championship final preview. We'll see how this one goes.
It will be unless they let Little Snake River play up, in which case we're going to get Sheridan.
So if they play interdivisional like that, do you think they play down to the 6-man level?
That would be awesome, actually. I'd love to see that. Awesome. Yeah, Final Four, Little Snake River, Sheridan, East, and Star Valley. Book it.
All right, Mike. So we have some meaningful matchups in the other divisions, starting with Cody, who takes on Buffalo, traveling over the Bighorns, over to Cody. Buffalo 2-0 going into this also. It's the battle of the unbeatens. Who comes out on top of this one?
The Fighting Krasinskis, Dirk. They're defending the home turf. Buffalo takes out Cody.
All right. Next matchup, I'm going to take Cody in this one, by the way, Mike. I'm going to say Cody wins this one by 14. Okay. Next one we have, and you're going to love this one, Lovell. They're taking on Lyman. It's the battle of the L's, okay? Yeah. Lovell starts 0-2. They have huge matchups against Bighorn. They also have a big matchup against Mountain View. They hang in close on both of these. Lyman has had a pretty decent start. They travel all the way down to Lyman. Do they get their first win?
George Washington can never tell a Lyman. No, they do not. Lyman.
That's huge.
Takes it over Lovell. Don't Lovell.
Don't Lovell this matchup. All right.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous.
All right, Thermopolis has to travel through might as well be the hot gates, known as the Wind River Canyon. They have to travel by way of South Pass, over the ice sleuth, all the way over to the Kemmerer to take on who we have in the 4th place spot. Thermopolis takes on Kemmerer on Friday night. Who wins this one?
I'm going to go ahead and take Thermopolis. I think they've looked pretty good so far, Dirk. As a side note, on the way to Thermopolis, you go through Shoshone. Imagine a football field at the bottom of Hell's Half Acre. You got to go down and play there.
They don't have the malts in it.
I know that. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, but that's the only more intimidating place to play than Little.
No, you know where you stop instead? You go to Farson Eden. They have a great malt shop.
That is, yep. Go to Farson.
Okay. Next matchup we have Pine Bluffs takes on Wright.
Yeah.
Pine Bluffs, number 2 in the state. Wright was getting votes, I think, last week, and maybe some votes this week for a top 5 spot. This is played up in Campbell County.
Yeah. Pine Bluffs, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
After that, Little Snake River takes on Riverside. This is the number 1 versus the number 3 matchup according to the BFSN rankings, Mike. Does Little Snake River come out on top here?
By how many points?
It's not even a question.
No.
All right. There it is.